This is my 2018 Ultra Limited, and among other things I'm trying to get a camera system set up in it. And what I've got so far, I installed it's a 2-camera system, and I got one of the cameras underneath the license plate, and it's right here. I had to build a little bracket to get it, and then the cable runs up underneath the seat. Okay, so to do that, you got to take the seat off, and to get it into the wire trough, you got to take the tank off, and then you open up the wire trough, run it through there, and it goes up into the fairing, and then the rest of the cables for the DVR come out right here. That's a kind of a tight fit, but there's enough room there. I put this little cable manager on to kind of neaten things up. And here's where I have the DVR mounted. And I struggled with where to put this. I couldn't let it interfere with the steering. And also I didn't want it to cover up any of the instrumentation. So that's about the only place I could find it. Now the front camera had a little bit of a problem with that. I had it mounted on the inside here, and I had some work done by the dealer, and it got broke off. And I don't know if they did it or just the suspension, when it would come up and down, hit it. So it broke the mount, so I made one out of a little piece of angle aluminum right there, and then the cable goes up underneath into the fairing and plugs into the DVR. I don't have the control button installed. This thing goes into record mode when the bike starts up, but I'm having a little problem with it, and I'll see if I can demonstrate what that is. So back in a second. So what I'm going to do, I just formatted the flash card, and I'm not sure how much you can see on the DVR. I've got it set up to do a 5-minute loop. I'm going to let it record for 4 minutes, and then I'm going to shut the motorcycle off. Okay, and my belief is that it is going to finish the 5-minute file, and then 2 minutes into the recording of the last file, the DVR is going to turn off, and that last file is going to be corrupted. So that's behavior that I've consistently seen it do. It took a little while to figure out just what the scenario was, but this thing is hooked up to battery power, so there's power to it all the time. And you probably won't be able to hear me when I start the bike up. But anyway, here we go. Let me get my stopwatch going. Okay, the camera came up, and it's still in standby mode. Now we just went to record. So I'm going to let it record for 4 minutes. So I'm going to shut the movie camera off. There's no point in sitting here for watching this thing run for 4 minutes. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we're coming up on 4 minutes here, and when it reaches 4 minutes, I'm going to shut the bike off. Okay, and I'm going to reset my timer, reset start, So I should have 3 minutes left. Okay, this the super capacitor or whatever that is going to continue to record for 3 minutes. And what it's going to do, it's going to close my 5-minute file, and then it's going to create the next file that's only going to be 2 minutes long. Okay, so we got a minute in the file that I started, a minute left in the 5-minute file that I started, and we're going to create a new file, and it's only going to be 2 minutes long, and then the thing is going to shut off, and the last file is going to be corrupted because it wasn't closed properly. And so to me, and I don't know if you can see it, but the blue light is still flashing on the DVR, so we're still in record mode, and we've been recording for 1 minute. Okay, we're just coming up on 2 minutes here. Okay, 2 minutes. And after 3 minutes, the DVR ought to shut down. The little blue light's still flashing. And we're up on almost 3 minutes. Little blue light still flashing. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Two minutes and 50 seconds. Three minutes. And we are out of record mode. So we're going to take the memory module upstairs and see what happened. Now I'll get back to you. I don't know how much of this you can see. Here's the memory chip in the drive in my computer, and here's the folder for the pictures. And let me get my cursor over there. Front and rear folders. Let's look at the front. I don't know if you can see the highlight. This is my 5-minute file, 449 meg. All right, that was recorded with the bike on for 4 minutes, and 4 minutes into the recording, I shut the bike off, and it continued to record. So if we can double click on this, and there you see my, there's my front fender and my messy garage. Okay, so it records, and this last file right there, this file was started when the bike was shut off. There were 2 minutes left on the 3 minute timer for the super capacitor, if that's what it is. So it closed out my 5-minute file and then started creating a new file. And since the power was shut off, it should have stopped right there. Okay, if the power was shut off, close the file, don't start a new one. All right, anyway, here's the file that was started, and it's 173 meg, which I guess that equates to 2 minutes. We could do a little math there, but that seems about right. It's about a little bit less than half of my 5-minute file. So if I click on that, and you see I get this warning message that the file is corrupt. So it looks like we've got a problem closing the current file. If the capacitor times out before the file is closed. So that's my problem. And the issue is, you got the, I like to have 5-minute loops just because you have less files that way. And that's the way the product was designed, except it doesn't work the way it was designed. So when you arrive at your destination, and I worked the math out, seems like you got a 40% chance that the last file, if you're 3 minutes into the file that you're currently creating, you can close that, and you should be able to view it. But you got a 40% chance when you've got it set for a 5-minute loop that's not going to work. So anyway, I hope this new supercapacitor power unit you're sending me is going to fix this, but I really don't think it will, because this thing does stay up for 3 minutes.